विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाय श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम Hare. So in our last session, we learned about what was the reason Arjuna gave not to fight. So first reason he gave was the compassion. Compassion for all the people who have gathered on the battlefield. जो भी सब battlefield पे इकट्ठे हुए हैं उनके लिए compassion. Because of that compassion, he was not ready to fight, and that compassion he in verse number 1.27, first chapter, 27th verse, he says about that compassion. What he says, uh, when the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all the different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke. Next reason he gave not to fight was he will not be able to enjoy. There will be no enjoyment. Even though after getting the kingdom, he get entire kingdom, he will not be able to enjoy if there is no friends and relatives. And these same friends and relatives are standing in front of him in fighting street. So he will not be able to enjoy. And where he says this thing, he says in the verse number 32 that he will not be able to enjoy this kingdom if there is no friends and relatives. So today we'll start with the verse number 36. He is giving the reason of not fighting. What is the reason of not fighting? What is the reason of not fighting with these people? He is justifying that. He is justifying that. So I'll share the screen. Verse 36. So in 36, you can all join me in chanting the verse. Papameva shreyad asman hatvetan atatahina tasmannarah vayam hantum dhatrashtraansa bandhavan स्वजन्म हि कथम हत्वा सुखी न श्याम माधवा. Anyone would like to chant the verse? कोई verse chant करना चाहेगा? Yes.
Yes, I would like to, Prabhuji.
Yes, please chant.
Papam ivasrayad asman hatva vetan atatayana tasman naravayan hantum dhartarashtran sa bandhavan swajanam hi katham hatva sukhina syama madhava. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Someone else would like to try to chant? कोई और ट्राई करना चाहेगा?
पापमेव श्रदस्मान हत्यैतननतानिय तस्मन्नाहर्वं हन्तुं धतराष्ट्रन् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्य सुखिनः श्याममाधव.
Yes, very nice. Someone else would like to try? कोई और ट्राई करना चाहेगा? The translation: sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressor Atataina. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? How will we be happy? We will not be able to happy by killing our own kinsmen. So here, Arjuna is telling Atataina, aggressors. Who are the aggressors? As per Shastras, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. Aggressors who cause harm, Atataina, who cause some problem to the others. And in what way they cause problem? And these aggressors basically should not be left alive. They can be killed. If such people are there, such Atatainas are there, aggressors are there, Shastras recommend they can be killed. No one will incur the sin. किसी को पाप नहीं लगेगा उन्हें मारने का. So what are those 6 people? A poison giver, the one who gives the poison. Second, one who sets fire on the house. Somebody who burns other house. That is the Atataina aggressor. Third, one who attacks with deadly weapons. Fourth, one who plunders riches. One who loots somebody, who takes away money and all that wealth. Fourth. Fifth, one who occupies others' land. One who occupies another person's land. That is the Atataina aggressor. Sixth, one who kidnaps a wife. One who kidnaps other person's wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin will be incurred by such aggressors, killing of such aggressors. Now, to understand, if we see Duryodhana's party Kurus, they have done all these 6 things. Anyone would like to share how they have done all these 6 things? Poison Vidya, they have given poison also, they have set fire also, they have done all these 6 things to Pandavas. How they have done? Anyone remembers? Anyone would like to share? कोई share करना चाहेगा? When Pandavas were given poison.
This one I don't remember a poison giver thing, but others I remember actually.
I think during childhood they were given poison.
When?
Maybe at the age between around 15 years, 10 to 15 years.
Okay. Anyone else? When poison was given? So when these Kauravas and Pandavas, they were very young, they were children. So Duryodhana was very envious of this Bhima. So one day Duryodhana party, they invited Pandavas for the feast. Please join us for the feast. So during that time, this Duryodhana, he fed poison to the Bhima. He prepared very nice cake for the Bhima and told Bhima, I have prepared you this nice cake for you. Please take this. And that cake was of poison. Poison was there in that cake. Then further that Bhima was thrown into the one lake, and all that some pastime happened. So he was thrown into the lake. Second, one who sets fire to the house. So when they set fire to the house,
They burned the Indraprasha kingdom, Prabhu.
okay, someone else would like to try?
Lakshagriha.
Lakshagriha, correct. They sent this Duryodhana party, they sent Pandavas and they told, please go to so and so place and enjoy some time, spend some quality time and have some holidays. So they sent all these Pandavas along with Mother Kunti. Duryodhana sent. And that house was newly constructed, especially to burn these Pandavas. That house was made of shellac. Shellac easily gets fire. So they were sent to this shellac house, and by Krishna's grace, all the Pandavas, they were saved. How they were saved? Vidura, while they were living, Pandavas, they were living. Vidura, he very intelligently, indirectly, he mentions that you are going to be, you have been sent to this shellac house so that you can be burned on so and so date, so and so time. So they were saved by such intelligent advice of Vidura. Next, one who attacks with deadly weapon. So when they were attacked with the deadly weapon, anyone remembers when they were attacked with deadly weapons, Pandavas? So they were attacked when these Pandavas, they were in the exile. In the 13th year, they got a doubt that these Pandavas are hidden in the Virata kingdom. So in the name of getting the cattle or to get the cows from Virata kingdom, they attacked the Virata kingdom. So they attacked, and in that fight, these Pandavas, they fought very vigorously with these Kauravas, and they attacked. One is that incident, and another is Ashwathama. He shoots Brahmastra on this child of Putra, who is Parikshit Maharaj. So they were attacked in that way. One who plunders riches. So how this Kauravas plunders riches? Anyone? How these Kauravas took away riches? कैसे लिया था उनका सारा wealth?
Gambling.
Gambling, yes. But through gambling, they took away the wealth of these Pandavas. They took over their kingdom. Even in fact, they occupied their land. First is they plunder with the cheating. By cheating, they plunder their riches, wealth. And secondly, when they were rightful person to get their kingdom back after 13 years, they were supposed to get their kingdom. They didn't give the kingdom of Indraprastha. They occupied the land of these Pandavas. They didn't give their rightful kingdom, or they didn't give their kingdom returned to them. Indraprastha. One who kidnaps a wife. How it is? How they kidnap the wife? In the assembly of Kurus, Draupadi was insulted. One is that incident. Another is Jayadratha. In the forest, he took away Draupadi. When they were in the forest, Jayadratha took away the Draupadi. And these Pandavas, they attacked him. They got Draupadi back. He got feared and he went away. So that was the way they attacked Pandavas in all 6 ways. So these kinds of aggressors must be punished as per the Artha Shastras. And no one is going to get sin by killing such aggressor. No one is going to get sin. But Arjuna is not ordinary person. He is a saintly by character. Therefore, Prabhupada says here, therefore, he wants to deal very with saintly nature. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to deal with them saintliness. With saintliness, he want to deal. But this kind of saintliness, however, is not meant for Kshatriya. Why saintliness? Because Earth Shastra is saying that such kind of aggressor should be killed. Even one of the thing he has done, just like Ravana. Ravana, what he did, he kidnaps the wife of Lord Ram. So he is an aggressor. He is killed. Or one who even takes away just wealth he has taken. Even though he has taken wealth, he should be killed. This is what Arth Shastra says. Whereas Arjuna is of saintly character. In Dharma Shastra, it is mentioned, even though a person who is of a friend or relative, he has done grievous of the act, grievous of the sin, he is not supposed to be killed. So keeping that thing in mind, Arjuna is telling, I don't want to kill. But he don't know what is Krishna Shastra, what Krishna says, what Krishna wants. Krishna wants such person should be killed. Such person should be killed. Very nice here example of Lord Rama has been given. That Lord Ram was so saintly that people were anxious to live in his kingdom, Ram Rajya. But Lord Ram never showed any cowardice. Ravana was an aggressor against Rama, but he kidnaps Lord Ram's wife Sita. But Lord Ram gave him sufficient lessons unparalleled in the history of the world. In Arjuna case, however, one should consider the special type of aggressor, namely his own grandfather, own teacher, friends, sons, grandsons, etc. In Arjuna's case, his own relatives, grandfather, teachers, friends, brothers, sons, grandsons, all such peoples are the aggressor. Not somebody who is demonic in nature like a Ravana. He is a Rakshasa. He is out of the family of Lord Ram. He is out of the family of Lord Ram. Next, because of them, Arjuna thought that he should not take the severe steps necessary against ordinary aggressors. Besides that, saintly persons are advised to forgive. Saintly persons are always advised to forgive, even though anything grievous of the thing has happened against them. They are always merciful. That is the character of a saintly person. He is always very merciful to the person who has done grievous of the act. He has caused harm to other person. He is always ready to forgive. He never takes it to the heart. Just like one incident during this Mahabharata time only, Parikshit Maharaj, when he went for hunting or seeing around his kingdom, he came across one sage and he was feeling very thirsty. And this sage was absorbed in the meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was completely absorbed. So when this Parikshit Maharaj, he was feeling thirsty, he saw this person, sage, is sitting outside his hermitage. He approached him and asked for water to quench his thirst. Whereas this sage is completely absorbed, he could not hear and he could not attend the king with all respect. And that time, because this Kali Purusha, he entered in Parikshit Maharaj's mind. Parikshit Maharaj put a dead serpent, dead snake, as a punishment of neglecting the king. So such is the influence of Kali Yuga. So powerful, it destroys the buddhi, it destroys the intelligence, it destroys the ability to distinguish what is right, what is wrong. So he put a snake around that sage neck, and when sage he got up, he came to know, I have been put such a snake and I was so neglectful. And when his son came to know that this king has put a snake around my father's neck, he became very furious. He cursed Parikshit Maharaj that within 7 days you will die. Whereas his father was so humble, so this thing, he approached the king and informed him that it is out of foolishness of my son. He has cursed you. If you so allow, I can counteract or you can counteract or all such things. But he was ready to forgive. So such is the nature of saintly person. He is always ready to forgive other persons even for their grievous fault. Now, Arjuna, he is indicating Krishna as a Madhava. He is addressing Krishna as a Madhava. This also will read, Arjuna considered that rather killing his own kinsmen for political reason, it would be better to forgive them on the grounds of religion and saintly behavior. On the ground of religion means what? Dharma Shastra and his saintly behavior. He did not therefore consider such killing profitable simply for the matter of temporary bodily happiness. So what he was considering? He was considering that this battle, this Mahabharata Yudh is happening for what purpose? For kingdom, for peace of land. After ruling that kingdom, we can be happy, will become happy. That is what he was thinking. That this will give us happiness. So he was just thinking it is an ordinary war for a piece of land. This is what he was thinking. Because of that, he didn't want to kill his own kinsmen, Swajanma, my own person. I don't want to kill. After all, kingdoms and pleasure derived therefrom are not permanent. So why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsmen? By killing his own kinsmen, because these all pleasures and kingdoms are temporary. Arjuna addressing Krishna as a Madhava or husband of goddess of fortune is also significant in this connection. Why it is significant? Because he wanted to point out Krishna that you are the goddess of fortune. You are the husband of goddess of fortune, Shriyapati. So why you are inducing me to fight, which will bring misfortune? This fight will simply bring misfortune. No one will be happy. With whom I will enjoy? All people are killed. My own people will be killed. So how I will enjoy? So what kind of fortune it will bring? It will bring misfortune. So he is addressing Krishna as a Madhava, who is the husband of goddess of fortune. You are Shriyapati, you are Madhava. You are asking me to fight, which will bring misfortune. He should not have to induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring about misfortune. Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing to his devotees. See, very interesting point, very important point. Many times in our life, we go through a lot of difficulties, lot of challenges, lot of mental problems or whatever, anxiety or all these things we go through. Whereas Krishna, it is mentioned here, and Krishna also says that my devotees, they never perishes. Name bhakta prati pranashyati. Kauntya prati janihi name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee, they never perishes. Oh Arjuna, my devotee never perishes. You declare this boldly. He takes care of each one of his devotees. In fact, Krishna says, Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. The person who is always thinking, absorbed in thinking of me, worshipping me, to such person I provide whatever he lacks and I preserve whatever he has. So how Krishna can be the cause of fortune for anyone? Once, when Krishna, he was very young, very small, he was in Gokul that time, staying with Nand Maharaj, Yashoda Maya. So one fruit seller, she was selling mangoes. She came, she approached. When she came out of, she was passing through Nand Maharaj palace. So she was selling the mangoes. Nand Maharaj came out to purchase the mangoes. So Krishna saw, he observed that Nand Maharaj gave some grains in exchange of these sweet mangoes. So what Krishna did, he also took both his hand filled with grains, full of grains, and he started going towards that lady vendor who is selling the fruit, mango fruits. So just like when child, when they walk, no, so they walk with full of this lumping and sometimes vibrating in such a way that their hands are shaking. So most of the grains they fall down. So when he reached and he saw, he hand over the grains, he saw very few grains were there. Very few grains were there. But this fruit seller, when she saw such a cute child has come, so innocent, so nice, she said, even these few grains are sufficient for me. You take as much as mangoes you want. With Nand Maharaj, she is dealing business this thing. But with this Krishna, small Krishna, she's so enchanted, so charmed, so attracted by Krishna. She's telling you, take as much as mangoes you want. So Krishna takes mangoes in his hand, full of mangoes, and he goes. When this lady, this fruit vendor, she goes back to her home, she sees this basket is full of jewels, gold, and all the ornaments, different kind of rubies, diamonds. All these jewels are, all these grains or fruits has been transformed into jewels and various kinds of rubies, all these things. So the thing is, when Krishna is satisfied, when we serve Krishna, when we try to become devotee of Krishna, Krishna will take care of us. Krishna will give in abundance. He will give in abundance. What to, just like this Pandavas, what was their capacity? This Arjuna, you cannot stand in front of Bhishma Drona. Krishna blessed them with the entire kingdom. So such is the ability or empowerment that Krishna gives when we try to become his devotee. Our fortune will be full of fortune actually. Next verse 37-38. Yadi api etena pashyanti lobapata chetasa kulashaya kritam dosham mitradrohe cha patakam kantham katham na gneyam asama bhi papada asman nivartitum kulashaya kritam dosham prapayash yadbhir janardanaha. Translation: O Janardana, although these men, overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, with knowledge of sin, engage in these acts? Very nice justification he is giving Arjuna. What he is telling? These people has been overtaken by greed. What does that mean? Overtaken by greed means they have lost their intelligence. How we'll understand this point? How greed leads to losing the intelligence. See no fault in killing one and family or quarreling with friends. Just like we see so many news comes that for a sake of money, a family member has killed another family member, or brother has killed his own brother. In some cases, even a child has killed his own parents. There was recently some case that a child who was playing PUBG, his father or his mother did not do some mobile recharge or some money they didn't give, he killed. Or similar such cases are there. And when child is grown up, he leave the parents to the old age home. So what happens? By such greed, we even see there is no fault in killing one's family member or quarreling with friends. In business, people they fight for some sort of money and they do partnership. But Arjuna is telling, why should we do? Why we should fight? They have been overcome by greed. Everyone knows they don't want to give the kingdom to us. They have been overcome by greed. Why we should do this killing? When we know that by killing, we'll get the sin. Why we should engage in these acts, ghastly acts, sinful acts? This is what Arjuna is telling, O Janardana. Janardana means one who is maintainer of the living entity. He is maintainer of the living entity and he is only telling to kill the people. So he is like also counting Krishna in that way. You are maintainer of the people and you are only telling kill the peoples. So purport, very nice purport. We'll read out entire purport. Then we'll try to understand more in detail. A Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse to battle or gamble when he is invited by some rival party. Under such obligation, Arjuna could not refuse to fight because he was challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjuna considered that the other party might be blind to the effects of such challenge. Arjuna, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when the effect is good, but when the effect is otherwise, then no one can be bound. Considering all the pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight. Very interesting thing. So, a Kshatriya, as per Kshatriya Dharma, when somebody challenges him for gambling match or for the battle, he is to accept. He cannot refuse. So under such obligation means what? Under the obligation of this Kshatriya Dharma, Arjuna or these Pandavas, they could not refuse the challenge of Duryodhana. Because they thought this gambling match is a friendly match between brothers, or in that way they could know, okay, let us accept it, not an issue. Anyways, we cannot refuse, even though we don't want to fight, okay, let us accept it. But now, this war is not some friendly war. It will cause great loss. Some 64 crores of people were killed in this war. Such a massacre was happened in this war. So Arjuna could see the ill effects or evil effects of this war. So he was not ready to accept this challenge this time. He was not ready to accept. So many interesting things are there in this purport. Arjuna didn't want to accept. and how this greed causes blindness or loss of intelligence is very important. So a person, Krishna says, a person who is very greedy, who is very lusty, and who is very angry, for that such person, gates of hellish planet is always open. Gate of hellish planets are always open. And here, a nice thing is mentioned, Lobha Utpata Chetasa. Lobha means greed. Utpata means disturbance. Greed caused the disturbance. The disturbance which is caused by greed. Lobha Utpata Chetasa. They have lost, these Duryodhanas, they have lost their senses out of greediness. Out of greediness, we lose the intelligence. Just like now, a lot of products, lot of things are available in the market. Sometimes it happens we come across some duplicate products are also coming in the market, especially milk. If you see, milk is very commonly duplicate. Milk is there on the name of very big brands. For what purpose this thing happen? People, they try to supply duplicate milk out of greediness. Various scams we have seen in past 20-25 years. Lot of scams has happened globally. For what purpose? How? Out of greediness of one person. Big kingdoms, big empires, big nations has been fallen apart out of greediness. I want. Greediness means what? This is for my satisfaction. This is for my pleasure. I want to enjoy. Exploiting. Just like we see all across the world now, global warming, various such consequences related to nature are happening. Why? Because we are exploiting the nature. Even, in fact, Mahatma Gandhi, he says, there is enough to satisfy one need, not to satisfy greed. Nature has sufficiently provided us all the facilities which can fulfill our requirements, which we can fulfill our needs. And Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suyatesa Charachram. This Prakriti is working under my direction, and all these jivas are mine, and I am taking care of them. But what happens when out of greed we start exploiting the nature? We see the consequences. Just like people, they slaughter innocent animals by exploiting nature. It's a one way of exploiting nature. Deforestation, all such things, pollution, all such things. So what happened? Nature in his own way recovers and retaliates for such aggressors, for such sinful people. How? Through various disasters like earthquake, tsunami, all such things people they face when we exploit the nature. People, they have a greed for the position. We now elections season is going on. We see some parties just for sake of position, how they are acting very abominably, or various means and ways they want to win the elections just for some position, name, fame, wealth, followers. In fact, there are some parties in which there is no proper system is followed. In fact, recently there was very well-known brand out of greed. That brand cheated the people, misled the people. So what is the reason? Because of greed. Because of greed, various so-called spiritualists, so-called leaders of the society, they are misleading the people. One of the recent cases, Patanjali, through various advertisement, it is going. This case is I think it's going on that he is misleading the people through various advertisement. All such things are happening because of greed. So what is the solution when all such people are doing? Whereas we have heard in our past ancient history that all the sages, they used to go to the forest, live there, practice spirituality, or the brahmanas, they used to guide the society, and people used to trust so much to such brahmanas or the sages. What is happening now? Why all these things is happening? Why these brahmanas or the sages, they are not satisfied? They want for themselves, they want more, or they are misleading the people. What is the difference? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, he says, because of knowledge, because they don't have this perfect knowledge, what happens? All these spiritual strength, education, austerity, or whatever they have earned, these brahmanas they have earned, it will vanishes. It will dwindle. It will go away. Why? Because of lack of knowledge. Perfect knowledge is not there. They are not doing the adhyan or reading the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Upanishads, Puranas. They are not well versed in such scriptures. So what is happening? Out of greed, they are cheating. Just so-called spiritualists, they are misleading the people. There are so many people, spiritualists, they are misleading the people all across the world. So many are there. They said, don't do this, don't do that. You are God, I am God. All such nonsense philosophy they speak. Everything is one. They don't read the scriptures. And because of that, this greediness overcome them. Everyone in this material world, everyone has greed. But their level of greed can be different. I may have more greed, you may have less greed. Somebody may have even much more than me. Everyone has greed, but extent of greed is different in every living entity. If we do regular adhyan of the shastras, this greed can be removed. But if we don't read the shastras, if we don't get this perfect knowledge, this greed will overcome us. If we are not sufficiently absorbed in Krishna consciousness, if we are not sufficiently absorbed in the thought of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, this greed will easily overcome us. No one can save us. Krishna has given the sufficient weapon to fight with this greed. But if we are not ready to take up, then what he can do? In fact, when there are various bodily desires, strong bodily desires, that person gets disturbed by hunger, thirst, all these desires can be satisfied just by eating. It can be satisfied. Or a person, suppose he is angry. If he is angry, he pours out his anger by chastising, by scolding someone. His anger is gone. But the person who is greedy, he is never satiated. Even though he has conquered the entire world, he is never satisfied, or he will never be able to satisfy. We see a lot of rich peoples are there all across the world, but they have sufficient for generations together. They have sufficient for eating, for everything of their basic necessities. They have sufficient. Do they are satisfied? They are running in a race to earn more and more. Today I am having this much. Today I will make more. Tomorrow I will make even more money. That is the race they are running. Vaman Dev, when he approached Bali Maharaj, he asked Bali Maharaj, to perform the yagna, I want 3 foot land, 3 pace of land I want. Bali Maharaj told, I am the king of the entire world. You can take as much as you want. What is these 3 steps you will do? And for that you are short. He was short heighted. What you will do with 3 steps? Take more. He says, if I'm not satisfied with what I need, even this entire 3 worlds will not be sufficient for me. What we speak of 3 steps of land. Very beautiful teachings are there of Bali Maharaj. Sorry, this Vaman Dev. That if I am greedy, what are these 3 steps? Even 3 words cannot satisfy my greed. Whereas a Brahmana is always self-satisfied. He is always satisfied in whatever situation he is. A saintly person is always satisfied. Whereas greed, we become, our intelligence is lost. How we basically forget, or we lose the ability to distinguish what is right, what is wrong, how I should lead my life. So this greed, there is one solution. What is the solution? The solution is, if that same greed we dovetail or use for Krishna service. I want to serve Krishna more. I want to serve Krishna more. It is a great boon. In Bhagavatam it is mentioned, Tatra Lolyam Ekalam Moolam. There is only one moola. One moola means there is only one price to purchase Krishna. There is only one price. And what is that price? Lolyam. Eagerness, that greed to serve Krishna. That is the only price to purchase Krishna. There was very interesting incident where one devotee, one of the exalted devotee, he developed such greediness to serve Krishna. What happened? One devotee, he was very enchanted by one girl. He wanted to marry. He was not a devotee that time. He was a thief. He was a thief. He used to plunder the money from the people. So he wanted to marry that girl. That girl told, I will marry only a Vaishnava, because she was from the family of Vaishnava. Vaishnavas are basically those who are the devotees of Vishnu or Krishna. So she is telling, I will marry only a Vaishnava. So leave away all these robbery and all these thief things. You are plundering money. If you become a Vaishnava, I will marry you. So he asked, how I can become a Vaishnava? How I can become Vaishnava? So she says, best way of becoming Vaishnava is to serve the Vaishnavas. So he asked, how I can serve these Vaishnavas? She said, serve them by providing sufficient food. Serve with starting feeding them. So what he used to do, whatever money he had, he used to feed the Vaishnavas. So initially he was a thief. So everyone used to get scared. Oh, so this thief is inviting us for feeding. So they used to get scared. And sometimes he used to beat the Vaishnavas or the Brahmanas or the sages. Oh, come, come. I want to feed you. He used to show his that goon nature. Oh, very bossy like that. He used to call the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and he started serving them. Gradually, his heart became purified, and he started respecting these Brahmanas. And he became so much, attached to serve these Vaishnavas or Brahmanas. Every day he is organizing feast for these Brahmanas. Every day he is calling the Brahmanas to serve them. Now and then he is inviting these Brahmanas. And what happened? Gradually his money is over. Whatever money he had, it got over. Then further he started stealing the money to serve them. To serve these Brahmanas, to serve these Vaishnavas, he started stealing. Again money is over. So one day he saw there is a one possession is going after marriage, and husband wife is there and people are there, and they are full with various kind of jewelries. Even they, like in marriage, there is exchange of gifts, and in olden times there used to be so much jewelries, gold, all such things used to get exchanged between the families. So their bullock carts were full loaded with the jewels, all these ornaments, various kinds of diamonds, jewelries, all these things. So he thought this is the best opportunity to steal. And after stealing so much of this money, there is no need of stealing in the future. So he approached and to this husband and wife who are newly married, he threatened them and asked all the money. He took away all the jewelry. So what happened? The woman, his toe ring was not coming out. He was not able to take out the ring of the toe. So he tried. He tried putting his mouth, through his teeth, he tried to remove that ring. And as soon as he touched, he experienced spiritual bliss. And this husband and wife was none other than Narayana and Lakshmi. So when we have such greed to serve the devotees, even Krishna become eager to see his devotees. Krishna become eager to serve his devotees. And this devotee is none other than great Alvar known as Trimangai Alvar. He received the mantra from Lakshmi Devi, and like that this parampara was continued. So Lakshmi Devi, as soon as he touched Lakshmi Devi's feet, he got spiritual bliss. So that is the secret. If we can become greed of serving Krishna, we can even purchase Krishna. Even Krishna is eager to see us. Krishna is eager to see us. So these devotees, Kauravas, they were lost their intelligence out of greed to acquire the entire empire, or they want to become the emperor of that entire empire. But Arjuna, he was very concerned. Arjuna was saying that whether I am doing it properly or not, it is proper or not, we know all these things, we should not act. Very important thing to learn here is devotee is always responsible in his actions. He is always responsible. What kind of things he is doing. in what ways he is acting. Otherwise, what kind of devotee is, Shastra says, if he is not responsible? Even though this path of righteousness to act rightly might be difficult, but it helps us to receive the blessings of Krishna and to attain the glories. Just like on a road, you have to see what is right, what is wrong. You have to see whether I am acting properly or not, whether I am driving the car in a right way or not. All these various things you have to see while driving the car. Same way, to lead a life, we should be very well aware in what way and all I am acting, whether it is harming others or not, whether it is pleasing some Siddhim Haritoshnam, whether my actions, whether my activities or work, whatever I am doing, is satisfying Krishna or not. If it is not satisfying Krishna, then it is of no use. It is of no use. Next verse, we'll read. कुलाशय प्रणश्यन्ति कुल धर्म सनातना धर्मे नष्टे कुल कृत्स्नम अधर्मो अभिभवति उतः. Translation: with the destruction of dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus rest of the family becomes involved in irreligious practices. Very interesting. This is also very interesting. With the war, what happens? When various people are killed, what happens? They are the elderly member of the family, or they are because in the war, majorly, now most of the, especially during that time, only men used to fight such wars. So what happened when men is killed? Family gets involved in irreligious practices. How? This is very nicely mentioned in further verses. We'll try to understand that also in next session, but we'll little bit try to understand this purport. We'll read out. In the system of Varnashrama Dharma, Varnashrama institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help member of family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying process in the family, beginning from the birth to death. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purification may stop, and remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for a spiritual salvation. Therefore, for no purpose should elder member of the family be slain. So this is Arjuna, third reason of not fighting. What is that? Destruction of the dynasties is the third reason Arjuna presents of not fighting. So what happened? This Varnashrama Dharma institution is what? A person, he practice brahmacharya under a guidance of a spiritual master or a guru. He get trained up in all various science, various aspects of the life. He is properly trained up for 20-25 years. Then he enters into the Grihastha Ashrama and leads his life. So further Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. So what happened throughout their life? There are various purificatory process known as samskaras. Just like Garbhadhana samskara, Viva samskara, Upanayana samskara, Antim samskara. All these are purificatory process, samskara, which purify the existence of human life. So, elder member in the society or in a family guide the next generation how to perform all this purificatory process, how to attain spiritual values in their life. But when such elderly people in the society or in a family are killed, entire family tradition is destroyed. There is no one to guide them. Is no one to guide them. From the birth to death, whatever samskaras or purificatory process has to be performed, no one is there to guide them. And what happened? Gradually, they take up irreligious activities or sinful activities. Just like in the society now, we see many times people are engaged so much in work and all, they are not able to bring up their child culturally or having that spiritual values. So what happened? Child, when they grow up, when they grow up, they disrespect their parents. They don't value their parents, their teachers, and simply cause disturbance in the society. Especially Shastras, as per Shastras, there are especially Brahmanas, women's, cows, old people, Vradhas, and children. They should be given special protection. Who all? Brahmanas, who guides the entire society, women's, cows, children, and old people, Vradha. Vradha, again in Sanskrit is so vast. Vradha, one of the meaning of the Vradha is one who is learned or intelligent, not just simply by age. The person who has developed the intelligence and he is very learned, that is also known as Vradha. वृद्ध व्यक्ति हम बोलते हैं ना, वृद्ध व्यक्ति, वृद्ध means बूढ़ा, वृद्ध. So such people should be given special protection. Why? Because these people plays a very significant role in maintaining the harmony in the society. If such people are harmed, all these various people are harmed in the society, downfall of the society is very sure. Downfall of the society is sure if these 5 people are not protected. These kinds of 5 entities are not protected. So we'll stop here. And so very important thing that we learned today is we should do the adhyan of the scriptures, especially Bhagavad Gita. When we get this perfect knowledge, and we can act in the perfect knowledge, where we can be free from the greed, all the anarthas, lobha, moha, mad, matsarya, all these things we can be free from very easily, because these help us to understand who we are, our purpose, how we should act, how we should not act. So that is very important for us to stop. So anything is there? Any question? Okay, then we'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki
Jai.
Srimad Prabhupada ki
Jai.